Welcome to Sipping Tea with V. All right, so on tonight's episode, we're going to be discussing Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 8, Episode 4, Rocky Boat Horror Story. And what a horror story it was. Let's get right into it. On this episode, we start with Kenya strolling down the street being messy boots. She's leaving her structure with no walls, no windows, no doors, and heads down to Sheree's Chateau Sheree. Now, she supposedly drove past and saw Sheree standing on the porch sweeping. Now, why are you sweeping a house that ain't got no furniture that you don't live in and you sweeping the porch of the house? I was confused about the whole scene and the whole setup. I thought it could have been done better, but whatever. So she ends up calling Cynthia real quick to be messy and say, "Hey, girl, I'm heading over to Sheree house. I seen her standing on the porch." Cynthia clearly wants no parts. She said, "Well, let Sheree know I said hey. Child, don't get into no trouble." Okay. So she walks up on Sheree. I guess trying to be funny, she runs up talking about, "Girl, I want to see inside. I want to see inside." Trying to get in the door locked, child. So Sheree ain't even have plans on going in the house. For real. So Kenya thinks she got smart, and she runs to the back of the house trying to get in the house. Still no go. It looked like the back of the house don't even got a door, but that ain't none of my business. Chateau Sheree is very beautiful, and I think it's going to be a beautiful home, a mansion once it's finished. I just don't think that Sheree is going to be the one living in it. May I add? But moving on, they go ahead and talk. They come up with this deal, or this bet, shall I say. They come up with a bet, and they say who's going to be living in their actual home by Christmas. Now, if it's me, I want to go ahead and look. Christmas is 25 days away. I don't think neither one of they ass going to be living in their home. Because Kenya Manor still looks like a damn structure with no walls, windows, doors. And then Chateau Sheree still ain't got no floors and nothing else in it. So I really don't know who's going to be living in their house. Who do y'all think will be living in their home by Christmas? Y'all tell me that. So we move along. The next scene, we have Phaedra and Portia. Now they meet up at a sex shop. Is it me, or did they come to the sex shop dressed as each other? Because Portia looked like she was dressed as Phaedra, and Phaedra looked like she was dressed as Portia. I was like, look at the thought committee and the classy lady committee. So we move along. Portia says she got to pick up something sexy for Duke because he is going away to training camp. So she gets this little cute little outfit. I thought the little bralette was cute. It's a diamond studded bralette. Really cute. Phaedra picks up a couple things. Maybe she picked it up to make herself feel sexy or something because from what we know, she still don't have a man thus far in the season. In the next clip, we get Candy. She's working from home, trying to take it easy because you know she's having a high risk pregnancy, so she's trying to take everything easy. And Cynthia shows up solo. She announces to us that Peter is back in Charlotte, doing his thing, trying to get the club, restaurant, bar, and grill, going and keeping it afloat or whatever. Candy goes on to talk about how Todd is actually the one who came up with the family restaurant idea. She doesn't think it's a good idea right now in their life because she's pregnant and they have all their other businesses going on. He has a couple shows that he's shooting, and she has her thing going on with her group and the pregnancy and everything. It's just too much right now. But she says she wants to go ahead and be there for Todd because Todd was there for her when she wanted to do her play. And I commend her for that. But what I want to know is who gonna be working at the family restaurant? Is it gonna be Aunt Nora, Aunt Bertha, Mama Joyce? Who will be working at the restaurant? Is what I want to know. But I digress, child. I digress. I'm just gonna sip my tea on that one. So Cynthia goes on to talk about Peter and how she's been sleeping alone every night, and his side of the bed don't even need to be made up anymore because he ain't never there, and she doesn't really feel like he's there for her because he's wailing Charlotte and all this stuff. But I just want to give y'all some new tea that I got. Shout out to the Shade Room. I got some tea that old boy being in Charlotte with another woman in Kay's jewelry. Now, the evidence, the receipts, should I call them? The receipts have not come out yet. So we haven't seen any pictures or videos of this said incident. But it's on the Shade Room. The girl posted and said she seen Peter right at that very moment in Kay's jewelry with another woman. So catch that tea and that dirt. Moving along, Phaedra and Kim Fields meet up for a little play date or whatever they doing with the kids, and they take some swim lessons and stuff. I thought it was really cute, and I'm glad Phaedra has another mother on the show who has young kids who she can relate to. So they chit chat for a little while, and they realize that in everything that's been going on in their lives, they've really lost themselves in their family. And Phaedra like, girl, forget this. We gonna get ourselves together. We gonna find us some things to do and get into. We gonna get our sexy back. I'm like, yes, girl, yes. And then here go Kim Fields. Kim say, as long as she doesn't feel, look, or smell homeless, she's good. I think me and Phaedra looked the same way when she said that shit. I was like, what? Girl, no. Honey, Phaedra hit her with that. Cleanliness is next to godliness, okay? You must be clean at all times. But we gonna keep it moving. I can't take Portia. I really cannot take Portia. Now, she pulls up this whole little scene. She dresses up, gets all half naked. She looked bad as fuck, by the way. Now, she looked cute. I can't take that from her. But, she dressed up, and she plans on having this little Skype date with Duke. She texting Duke. And it seemed like about 4 hours went past between 4 texts with her going back and forth, and he's not texting her back for their little Skype date. So she finally gives up and, just basically shows that she's defeated and calls Phaedra. Now, she has to tell Phaedra, like, girl, I think I've been pushing this whole relationship this entire time, and I just don't think it's right. And I'm just finally admitting that, maybe it's not for me. Maybe it is not for me. Phaedra tells her, yeah, girl, you don't deserve that. You need to find you a man that wants you for you. You don't need to be forced in a relationship. At this time in your life, you need to find someone that loves you and you love them. Period. And I agreed. I said, yes, Phaedra. Thank you for telling her the truth. Hello. I just want to mention this. Did y'all peep that whole nip slip that kept happening with Portia? I was like, Portia, you need to get you a bra that fit, honey, because that bra does not fit. And then she went to say, well, girl, I'm just gonna go ahead and get in the tub. Did you get your nasty ass in that lingerie and you weren't clean? Moving along. Kenya sets up this little sail on the water for Cynthia. She invites her friend. Now, Cynthia invites this woman named Tammy. She was a previous ballerina because her feet was toe up from the flow up. Do you hear me? Toe up. So they talking, and Kenya immediately started throwing shade, talking about, Cynthia wants to bring her stray along. It's okay because, I did this for Cynthia, so she wants to bring her stray along. I'm going to let her bring her stray along. I was like, messy boots. Why it always got to be you? It always has to be you. So we move on from there. In the next clip, Candy and Kim Fields are actually riding together to the boat ride. They go from talking business to learn. Kim wants to learn how Candy got in the whole field of, being an independent businesswoman and growing her business and things like that, to talking some real personal talk. Now, I'm like, Kim, I didn't even think you talk like this. She went to talking about how, she wants to explore in the bedroom and this, that, and the other. And I was like, yeah, you talking to the right one if you want to explore in the bedroom, because Candy got all the toys, tricks, and flips. Okay? So Candy said, well, I got just what you need. I got some vibrating panties for you. That's when Kim hit her with, I don't even wear panties. I don't even like panties. I said, no, not after you just got done telling Phaedra, as long as you don't look homeless, you good. Not after you just got done telling Phaedra that. Girl, bye. Candy said she probably don't even shave a hoo-ha, okay? So in the next clip, we see why Cynthia brought her messy ass ballerina friend Tammy. It seems that Tammy is Bob's quote-unquote best friend of 15 years. Now, Bob is Sheree's ex-husband. Now, if y'all ask me, I think Bob and Tammy done did a little bit more than be best friends for 15 years. Because the way she was, like, throwing shade on the slide, I know all they business. I know everything. I think Honey done been a little closer than best friend over them 15 years, if you know what I mean. But I digress. It ain't none of my business, but they done rolled in that sack or two, a time or two. So everyone finally makes it to the boat, and Kenya gets in her bag because Portia ended up inviting Shamia. Now, Shamia is the one who was doing a little tester for her hair care products. She tasted the product and told us, honey, ain't no hair product in this bottle. It's only water. And when she brought that to Kenya's attention, Kenya ain't like that shit. Kenya was like, how the fuck you gonna try me like that at my event? She was pissed. So now to see her on the boat again, she mad again, and she immediately started throwing shade at the girl. So Candy, she just strolling along like, child, I don't really want to be here, but I'm here because we taping. I'm tired. I really wouldn't mind being at home on my sofa, typing on my laptop. Girl, let's hurry up and get this over with. Portia tells Tammy, girl, you look like Miley Cyrus with that hairdo. Now, I don't know why these women so messy and shady and why they just feel like they got to throw all type of shade trees at each other, but they just are messy boots, okay? Kim and Kenya, they throwing shade session just don't ever end. Kim says, girl, y'all know Kim is 50. Kim say, you are alive from the pit of hell. Kenya act like she a young tenderoni around here, honey. Kenya, you ain't too far from 50 your damn self, okay? So let's not act like you around here in your 20s popping and dropping it and locking it, honey. You ain't too far from 50 neither. Another part of Tammy's agenda is she's trying to get her son a record deal, okay? She came on there solely to talk to Candy and get her son a record deal, or at least a meeting with Candy, one or the other. So she goes on, she says, this heifer talking about, oh, Candy, you know I met you about 20 years ago when you was with your group Escape. Do you remember me, girl? Candy, on the side note, talking about, what the fuck is this girl talking about 20 years ago, girl? I don't even remember what the fuck I woo yesterday. How the hell I'm gonna remember you from 20 years ago? Child, anyway. So Tammy just got weirder and weirder as the scene went on. She went to asking them, I know y'all know my son's song. It go like this. Drop, 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 drop. Boy, at this point, Kim done checked out. She getting her pedicure on. She done checked out from the conversation. Portia done slid through to the side of the camera with her drink. She done walked out. And Candy like, y'all bitches ain't finna leave me with this crazy motherfucker. And she get up and walk off. So they get the shots flowing. Shamia turning the party up and everything. You know, stuff is looking right. It's cool. I really like Shamia though. I really think she's a fun girl. I think everywhere she goes or every time she's around, the party gets jumping. And she just brings something fun to the group. I really like that. Shady Boot Miss America. She get mad at Shamia and she wants to tell her, oh, I want you off the boat. I want you off the boat. So you got two choices. You can take the shortcut and jump over and off the boat, or I can go get the captain to escort you off the boat. Now, which one do you want? Messy boots. Kenya goes on to get the captain, and Cynthia like, man, let me go and talk to her because I don't think it's that serious. So Portia moves to the side to let Cynthia walk past. And right there at that point, I already knew it was about to be some shit. Portia say, yeah, best friend, go get your best friend. Since you her best friend, go get her and tell her to calm down because it ain't even that serious. And then they say something back and forth, and Portia like, girl, whatever, bitch, whatever. So right then I'm like, oh, you know, it's still cute. They calling each other bitch. That's what they do. They've done that like for many seasons. That's what they do. Right then and there, Cynthia turns around and say, yeah, because it's a lot of fake best friends on this boat. It's a lot of fake best friends. Yeah. So I already knew it was something going on with Cynthia and Papa Smurf Peter, and she just wasn't feeling the whole boat ride. She was in her feelings and she was ready to take it out on Portia. She say, now even your dumb ass got enough sense to know that you don't go around calling people bitches. I was like, well, wait a minute. Wasn't y'all just talking about, hey, bitch, and this and that and the other? Okay, let me just sip my tea. None of my business. The girls start talking about it back and forth between each other. And Portia say, forget it. Let me just go over here and talk to this girl. Portia goes over to Cynthia, start talking to her. Things get out of control right at the starting point because Cynthia got her finger pointing in Portia's face, pointing Portia's face. Portia turned around and started pointing her face in Cynthia, pointing her finger in Cynthia's face, pointing her finger. And Cynthia feels disrespected. Cynthia doesn't like the fact that, Portia is pointing her face. She tells her to get her hand out of her face. I was like, so maybe Portia should have told you to get your hand out of her face when you had your finger all up in her face. Cynthia goes as far as to say, I know people call you stupid, but you're not actually as dumb as you make people think you are. Portia stood up, baby. And when she stood up and raised that leg up, I was like, oh shit, it's finna go down. It's finna go down. Here we go. Now the camera cuts, and when it comes back, Portia is being detained or restrained by one of the security people, and Cynthia is sitting there just looking like she's not even looking like herself. She looking like a deer in headlights. I'm like, what is going on? What the fuck is going on? So right there, Candy's on the other side of the boat, and she realizes there's something that's going on down at that end of the boat. And she said, I got to go. I think they fighting, girl. I think they fighting down there. Are they fighting down there? So she's getting ready to head down there, and the show ends. Now, all I can say is next episode is going to be crazy. I think that things went way out of control on this, at the end of this episode. I think Cynthia was in her feelings. She took things too far. And I think Kenya was the mastermind of it all, if you ask me, but that's none of my business. Cynthia is at an emotional, angry state in her life right now, and I think the smallest thing would just tick her off, and that bomb just gonna go boom on that ass. And I think that's exactly what happened on this episode. Now, as I said before, everyone's saying that Cynthia kicked Portia in the stomach, but the way the camera showed it was like when Portia stood up and lifted her foot up, it looked like Portia was about to kick Cynthia in her stomach, and maybe that was the retaliation. Cynthia ended up kicking Portia in her stomach, and they said she had cuts and bruises and all this different type of stuff. I'm not sure what happened there, but that's what they say. I'm not sure, but that was episode 4 of season 8 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I am ready for I'm ready for episode 5. I want to know what the hell is going on, what's about to go on. I do see that Portia and Cynthia talk about things, on the next episode, but I really want to see what exactly goes on, because the way the camera was cutting pissed me the fuck off. I kind of feel like they're not going to show it and they just trying to keep us, holding on. But whatever. We gonna see. Y'all definitely come back to Sipping Tea with V next episode. Always remember to sip tea and keep it cute, not shady. Remember, subscribe, like, and share.